That's not good. I think the swarf went in there after that one. I don't have a guard either. Alright, things are happening, I think. Got something different on the hoist. AU. What's going on, Ant?
Cool. How are we doing? So, the plan of attack was always to have cheap cars to do drifting in. Raphael's got his VR. There's some other plans for that car, but before we do that, we're going to get the AU ready because it is the quickest one to do out of the two. So our plans are make this thing look a bit prettier, and I've done that by the quick $50 AU Fairmont. I think they're Series 3 side skirts. I'm going to do a B Series rear bar conversion, so I need to do some cutting and welding, plastic welding funness. Front bar, not too sure. But funniest and funnest part of all of this is we're going to turbo the AU and as cheap as possible. And I mean as cheap as possible. The turbo kit came off of a car that caught fire. Haha. This cost me $100. This exhaust is a 2.5 inch. I think it's a redback kit, I think. It's probably got a lot of redbacks in it as well, but this cost me $100. Got some scrap blasties there. Thank you to Raffaele.
It's actually Zach.
Thank you to Zach.
He'll watch this and charge us later.
And then we've got some cooler piping from the boys in the shed next door, which is going to cost me, I think, $30. An intercooler that's going to cost me
some stickers.
So about $30. And then we're going to turbo this thing with some scrap parts we've got laying around. So we've got a wastegate somewhere. We're going to do an exigate straight through the bonnet. It should be fun. We're probably going to blow up a T5 because it's a T5. And we're going to do some comp racing. But before we do that, we're going to do Winterfest. So we've got a very tight deadline. Mostly you, Raphael. But Raf's got a tight deadline of like...
What?
6 weeks?
No, I need to tune it too.
Yeah, so about 6 weeks for Raf. And yeah, me, who knows? This shouldn't take that long, I hope.
We'll try and get Anthony's car smashed out as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to absolutely smash out the Commodore as quickly as possible. So just basics, ARP head studs, gasket, and probably just a NIS tune with max speeding rods turbo. Shout out to them. We also do have a discount code with max speeding rods as well. What is that, MCSA 10? Or is it just MCSA? Just MCSA all caps.
I hate Falcons. Every bolt is a different size bolt! And we don't have anything. Raf, where's 10 mil? What's going on here?
Whoops.
Why is every 10 mil gone? Every single 10 mil. So, airbox out. What was left of my exhaust is out. Raf snapped a...
Jesse.
Well, hello Jesse. I hope you'd like to talk to our 200 viewers. Raf snapped a bolt, which you can't see, but we drilled out. It looks really, really good. On up. Bang. Looks very nice. So, should be right.
We're just going to nut and bolt it.
That's all that. This whole car will be a nut and bolt job, man. So off the burnt car, we've got a J-pipe here with fantastic welds, but Raf is going to learn how to weld, so the welds that he's going to do on this car will be even better, I promise. The metal's a little bit thin, but should be right. So J-pipe onto the Toibo, and then we should be making suit noises.
I think this dump's a little too small.
Yeah. Well,
so I might just cut that off or get a new flange completely. And then go maybe 3-inch dump, but it's a 2.5-inch system anyway, so even if it's 2.5 inch all the way, I still don't think it's enough, but we can't find a 3-inch exhaust to bolt up to the AU.
Unless Raf wants to make a custom exhaust for his first time ever.
Nah. Got to bolt this up to where the cat normally goes off the manifold. We're just got to figure out orientation exactly to get the turbo to fit. So, yes, we'll do that now.
The J-pipe is on.
It's out of the weld. They haven't welded it all. That's alright. Can't fucking complain with that.
Hey, you know what? With those welds, mate, make me an exhaust, would you?
Alright. Alright. This is a little bit of a weird turbo to what we're used to, but the wastegate flapper's in the actual thingy. Anyway, not on the actual
Flange?
Yeah, the flange, not the actual housing. So I've cut the flap off. I've acetoned it just in case there's any oil or anything.
This was my idea, by the way.
Good job. It's going to sit there and give her a weld. And then it's blocked off.
That's what I get. The welds are going to blow up. It's going to suck through and just start smacking around.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, for $100 turbo setup, man, that's...
I mean, I could put it that way.
Do that way, Raph.
You reckon?
I reckon. She's welded. We won't touch it because it's very hot. But we've clocked the turbo. We're about ready to chuck it on and see if it starts and see what it sounds like.
No oil lines yet. We're just gonna
yeah.
fucking spray some WD-40 in there to prime it up and just see if it makes cool noises. So we welded that shut. We got Isaac to go over it with the TIG just because it wasn't. It
was very okay.
Yeah. Obviously you need to get a housing really hot for it to penetrate, and I just didn't do that. But we've still got to organise a spot on the J pipe to put the external gate.
Cooler piping. Yep. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. Probably need a small battery. That side, killing, works, look at it, it's fine. I'm very excited to hear this make noises, Raphael.
Yeah, meanwhile, remember, there's no wastegate, so...
Yes.
Rev it up too much might make most. Probably just blow up, to be honest.
That's fine. I've always wanted a turbo intake of some sort. This is the closest thing I can get to it, is all Facebook Marketplace parts, and that is the whole point of... it's basically the whole point of MCSA is to do shit on a budget, because we don't have lots of money. So here we are. Turbo, technically, Intec Falcon. That is a drifty car. Okay, so we are pretty well there. Let me turn this around. We've got our makeshift crossover. It doesn't look fantastic. It's got no oil lines, so we're going to spray some WD-40 in it just so we can start it. Hear it make suit noises. Raf's busted out the welder. He's been doing killer work there. He's going to be next best thing in terms of fabrication, I swear. But yeah, let's see how this thing sounds. I've always wanted a turbo intake, so here we are.
Turn it on. There's still no oil lines, but he's going to take for a little boot just to see what happens. I've sprayed heaps of WD-40 in it. So, see if it makes any noises. There is no wastegate.
I'm going to get it to like 2,500 reps.
Whatever.
It sounds like it's got a gate. What the? Why does it sound like it has a gate?
What are you doing?
I'm putting it back.
See ya. Anyway, that is it for tonight.
Yeah.
All that's left is intercooler piping, wastegate. We definitely need a wastegate, and the oil lines.
Yes.
Once we do that, we're just going to buy a J3 chip.
Alright, so it's been 24 hours, just over that. And Rafa's decided he wants to test his welding skills and redo the J-pipe himself. So, I'm going to let him do that because, why not? He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I think we're not really happy with how this sits. The dump's extremely close to the firewall, not to mention it's got like a 1 1/4 inch dump pipe on it for whatever reason. Not really, but it looks like it. So I want 3 inch. It's not my car, but I want 3 inch. So we're gonna try and push the turbo forward. So then we've got enough clearance to put a 3 inch dump pipe on it. And then it's gonna go down to a 2.5 inch, unfortunately, but that's all we can really do at the moment.
And then some of the new parts that I will actually buy, eBay surge tank. I'm gonna get rid of the expansion and see if there's an eBay like little top thing for the thermostat housing.
I think Aeroflow do them.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Might contact our mate Pat from Aeroflow. And then probably just a battery relocation because it'll make it easier for the intercooler piping. We'll make that decision a bit later. But for now, Raf, you're getting on the welder, buzz.
Shit. So this is the gate we're using. The previous owner, we're not going to name names here. There was a boost reference port there. Here. I took that off and it ripped all the threads out, thank you. So I've just cross-threaded another bung in that one just to block it off, so whatever. Then we've got that one there. Don't know what spring this is.
It should be 7.
It should hopefully be 7.
It should. It's definitely not 14.
No, because we've got a 14-pound one over there. We know that's 14, and this is...
And a Gen 5 goes from 7 to 14. They don't do a 10, they don't do...
So yeah, we're hoping that is a 7. If it is, we'll be alright.
We'll find out, I guess, when we put a fucking... So Raf almost died.
Nah, well we made some progress, but I had to cut some bit off, add some straight, and I was cutting a bit of straight that I had it on. I don't have a guard either, but I don't know where the other end's gone.
Maybe up there, I don't know. Holy fuck. That could have done some serious damage, my friend. Anyway, well, while we're here, show the progress, would you? What have you done?
Well, not much. I cut this flange off the original J-pipe, kept that, 90 degree. Yep. Another 90 degree, which I had on like this, like that. It's very close to the steering, so I'm just going to space it a tiny bit like that, so it's a bit closer to the rail. And then that doesn't need to be as long, so I'm just going to use this bit to space that out. And then it'll be just another 290s and some straight, and then hopefully we can get the turbo close to the front, even, and we got room for a 3-inch dump then.
3-inch to a 2.5-inch system. That's
mind you, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So Raf, someone saw our story. We put this on our Instagram story, and one of our mates was like, "Hey, come grab the drop saw and don't die." After all that, you don't even put safety glasses on.
Fuck, where are they?
I know someone would say something like that, so I'm gonna say it before you do. Yeah, good cuts, good cuts.
I think we're done for the night.
Yeah.
Show you what we've got. Don't mind the welds, are pretty ugly, but they're just tacked on. So, standard J-pipe bit, extended it down a little bit to clear the shaft. 90, 90. Probably gonna need a little bit of a straight here. I've never done this before, so, but we're getting there, trial and error.
That's the point of
Almost died, but yeah, we're getting there. So, if you do want to try this at home, really all you need is a welder. I'd recommend the drop saw, just so you don't die. And yeah, just see how you go.
Give it a go.
Why not?
You want to learn, Raf? Here we are.
Here we are.
And then you can make me a full system, bro.
Yeah, one day. So here we are. We've made some progress. It's pretty ugly. First time really welding, so got it going that way. Now, some people are going to give me shit saying, why did I go around the steering? I'm literally just copying what I had as a template, and now that I look back on it, I really wish I went like that, up and in there, but we'll make it work. The only reason why I say that is because now we definitely have to heat wrap this, and then we're gonna have to cover the clutch cable, and then that should be okay. So I've changed the positioning. I'll quickly drop it down and I'll show you how it looks. So that's how it sits there. I'm probably gonna cut a little bit off it and drop it slightly, but yeah, it's not too bad. There's way more room for a dump, because with the other J pipe, this was pretty much on the firewall, which is no good. So I'm gonna have to drop it just a little bit so we've got a bit of clearance with the throttle cable. I'll still wrap that though. And just playing around with some random cooler piping we've got. But yeah, I'm going away for the weekend, so I'm going to leave Anthony here to do the intercooler and piping, and then when I get back I will finish off the turbo setup. If nothing's filmed or added in of Anthony, that obviously means he got lazy and didn't do anything. So we'll see what happens this weekend.
So Raph is at the river.
Fuck Raph.
And we don't really need his welding expertise. If you want to have a look, I don't know if he's even shown you. I know that he's had issues. But there we go. Looks good. What we need to do now is intercooler and piping. So we're going to have to, I think, cut all this. I don't really want to gut anything. Like I want to keep this because it's power steering cooler up here, sorry. And it's a Falcon, so you need to cool the power steering. So we're going to cut that and then see what happens. We've marked it out with the cooler. It's also going to be almost impossible to cut through that. Thanks, darling. Good burp. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Where'd that come from?
Why the fuck did 50 cents just come out of the sky?
This car's making me money, mate.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, by the way, Nicola's on the grinder because I am not straight at cutting at all.
He's not straight in general.
Give me. Raf's gonna love editing this.
Why is it dark?
Nicola's done the cool, nice work of cutting this perfectly straight. If you'd like to come over under here and have a look, Nicola.
Yes, sir.
Perfectly straight.
Don't mind that one.
Good enough.
Don't mind that.
Yeah, good. It's gonna be good enough. But look.
Don't mind that.
Go. Point being, I'm building we're doing the cooler piping base off of Steph Skowski's car. I don't know if that's even how you say his last name, but he's got probably one of the best AU Falcon builds in the country, quite easily. And his cooler sits quite low, like his cooler sits like here basically. So hoping that Nicola cut right.
Well,
Nicola did really good. Let's just cut here and it'll fit in the next slide. Now it should fit. There we go. I reckon there. That's all Nicola. That's all Nico.
that's all here,
Mate. Our cooler piping. Went to Auto Pro, got a whole bunch of Raceworks, 90s, 45s, this, that, the other. We also got like miscellaneous parts from that box over there. Oops. So I'm going to make this work. We still need 3 90s down here to get to the cooler. But we'll see if this works. Hey, Nico. Alright, so 3.5 inch hole saw. I've sort of marked out where to drill out. There's a brace under here, like this side. So we can't drill there, so we're just going to make do with that little mark there and hope for the best. So, done for the day. I sort of feel like shit, so I think I'm done. Most of it, the hot side's done. Thank you to DJ. We notched out that part and fit. Luckily had a pipe that fit basically perfect. It runs from the cooler all the way up through the battery tray and then straight to the turbo with a straight. No hose clamps on yet, obviously. The cold side, I've shimmied together this so far. And I think I'm going to use this from an FG. I'm not sure, but this is basically, it'll shoot up, bit of straight, maybe from here to there, and then a 180, and then we're golden for the cooler piping. But yeah, run out of time today because it's currently 5 o'clock and nowhere's open, so sort of got nothing else I can do. Cold side done. The yeah, the J pipe is being reused. All of this is from an FG, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you if it's a 90 or 45 or whatever. It just works. Okay. The straight, don't mind the cuts; they're all good. but yeah, the J pipe is now intercooler piping. I did buy a couple 90s that just, they were too wide of a radius to actually work. Like, you could push it in as far as possible in here, but it'd still end up like here. Instead of cutting them, the J pipe works. So here we are. It's not pretty, but it'll work. Hard work's been done. Hard work's been done while you're out. Look at that.
See, that's the type of recycling we want.
It's beautiful. Look at the welds. Look at it.
Green Earth.
Wow.
Recycling.
Now, you want to start this car today, don't you? You want it to turn on.
Probably.
How are we going to do that with this?
With what?
Where's the battery going to go?
It's extension cable.
Roger that. We'll do some more dodgy shit and burn this car to the ground. Sounds fantastic. So, I'm getting progressively more sick, so I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to bother you with my blocked nose. So, I'll let Raph do all the talking from now until I'm better. Raph, what are you doing?
It looks ugly, I know. It all looks ugly. But I've cut that 2-inch dump or whatever it was. I put a 3-inch on there. Just tacked it on. Got some steam pipe. Whew. Angled it how I wanted it. Hole sawed there. Turbo's on it so I can see clearance. And then I've notched or cut out with an angle grinder enough so it sits in without interfering. Then so it's on an angle to catch the flow as much as the angle as I can get. Now we're still going to have some slight clearance issues with the accelerator cable, maybe the brake booster, but nothing heat wrap can't fix. So that's going to allow us to then get the screamer off Anthony's FG. And that's pretty well going to shoot up out the bonnet. So just got to clean up a few things. I'll tack that in place. Still got a little bit of play here for working out clearances, and then yeah, we can bolt it back up and see if it works.
Raph?
No. Anyway, so J-pipe's not completely tight, so there's still a little bit of movement, but that's alright for me to get proper clearance. And I'll just tighten it where I want. Anyway, gate's there. It's pretty tight to the dump. I've turned it a little bit so that that nipple doesn't get too hot, which it will, but we're going to heat wrap that, heat wrap the screamer. I've got this covering the throttle cable because turbo is a bit high, but once we heat wrap it and have that on there, should be okay, hopefully. This is Anthony's FG screamer. It's going to sit about like that. So then it's not rubbing on the throttle cable, and we can still have it pointing out the bonnet. We turn it like that. I can, whatever you want. Or we could have it like this.
That would be better.
That would be better. It's just it's on your throttle cable.
That's not ideal, is it?
No. So unless we BA ECU convert it and go drive by wire. No? Okay. Or find a longer throttle cable and try and reroute it.
Yes.
But for now we'll heat wrap it. If it burns we'll change it. If it doesn't we'll keep it.
Yes.
Getting some piping going. Turbo's on. Wastegate is on. It's not. Yeah. Nice and focus. It ain't pretty. But yeah.
Yeah, the brake.
Dump ain't pretty either. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. So we're just gonna see if it goes 222 for now, then probably call it a night. Watermelon.
Works. Start the cleaning press and I want a same-day service. Can you do it or what? They're very expensive.
Buttoned up. Still need to do all once because Amp didn't figure it out yet. Wastegate's on. Everyone's here watching.
That actually looks good.
Does it? Oh, come on, just because I said it does look good, you asshole. Start her up. Fine again. Oh, WD-40, grab WD-40.
That's just retarded. Pretty fuel-y. So Raph has been hard at work while I was at work. You stay there because Raph's had an executive decision to do some silly shit, and I've let him do it. This is a very Raph type of thing to do. If you don't know, you're about to find out why. So, very anticlimactic. So, I really hope this isn't what's going to be the final product. Is it, Raph?
Nah, probably.
No, the dump ain't going through the bonnet. I think this is just so we can maybe drive it up and down the complex. But 3576, thanks to DLS.
Yeah, so we've upgraded that. The other turbo we had was way too small. We figured that out because it was TO4E. Yeah, apparently they're made for 4 cylinders. Yeah.
We're going to change out this. Obviously, the J-pipe's not staying. Metal header tank, and then fuel. But that is at a later date, probably just before the event, which is in perfect
Yeah, so right now we're just testing to see if everything works. New oil line. I've got a oil drain on there. I've just got to drill the sump, and then we can take it for a spin. Fuel has not been touched, so it may blow up being too lean. Who knows? The map sensor might cut. We don't know, but we're just gonna see if it makes cool noises.
No driving it hard, basically.
Drive it hard. Who gives a shit? We've got another engine.
I don't have the patience for another engine.
Brother, I've been here doing all this.
Actually, look at this one.
Actually, no, but coming from what you've seen before to now, well, that's not a great example. But
which is what? It's been 36 hours, I'd say, and that's...
It's not great, but like it's better.
That's the improvement, 36 hours. This guy's a quick learner, very quick learner.
So, should grease up the drill bit so that it catches all the swarf. Don't have grease here available, I don't think. So I'm just going to put some assembly lube on it. Don't I really give a fuck anyway.
Not your car.
Not my car. Where am I going to do, Anthony?
Wherever you want, buddy.
Here I think.
That'll do, pig.
Something like that. It's caught a lot of it. Oh. That's not good. I think the swarf went in there after that one. Drain is done. Used a step drill. Tapped it with a 3/8 NPT. Now, it looks slightly on the piss. This is also tapered, so that's as far in as I could get it. But it should seal, especially because it's tapered. Worst case, if it leaks a little bit, we'll just silicone it. But it's not a big deal. But yeah, that should hold it. We're just going to drain the oil, get any of the shit out, and then see what happens.
Only quality oil around here. This is the cheapest 10W40 I could find at the servo. Plus we've got various 10W40s over there as well.
Yeah, so we just drained the oil. No shavings came out, which means it's probably still stuck in the sump, but whatever. As long as it doesn't get stuck on the pickup, who gives a shit? So we're just going to fill it up with whatever oil we got. Use the other shit we got. What do we got? We got a bit of Nylon, we got a bit of Gulf Western, and some Castrol. And what's that one? Valvoline. Fucking hell, we got the whole fucking tribe here. That's not leaking, that's good. Mind you, we got no idea what boost we're running.
Yeah.
No fuel's been changed. Oh, we got no seatbelt.
Yeah, no.
So we're just gonna Ring it out and see if it blows up.
It's got no fuel in it either.
Oh, you're right. Feel quicker?
Tiny, not stupid. Yeah, it is a bit quicker.
Can't end the video without knowing how much boost we're actually running, because it doesn't sound like much. So let's have a look.
I'm gonna guess.
I'm gonna guess like 3 PSI. Go for it, mate. 3 PSI. That feels good though.
Yeah, very happy for 3 PSI.
Yeah, 3 pounds. All right. At least we know that. That means we turn it up.
Hell yeah, baby. Alright, let's put this thing away before we get a police chopper called on.
Okay. Anyway, that's it.
MC say like a pussy. Put a fucking T on it. It's a waste of time.
It's running 3 pounds. I thought I only put a 3 pound spring in it, so we're safe. It's hot. So we're gonna chuck a boost T in it, but we're not gonna do that until we sort out. What are you laughing at?
It's already like charring.
Yeah, killer. So yeah, we'll put a boost T in it, but we're not going to worry about that until we definitely upgrade the fuel pressure reg, which we've got. And it's going to buy a J3 chip, surge tank, and an 044 external pump. So once that's here, then we'll turn the boost up.
Just quickly, the point of this video was to try and turbo this car on the cheap, and so far, with all the hose clamps, the various piping, we're about $600 in without the J3. So under 1,000 here. Under 1,000.
Yeah, well,
That was a dream. And here we
you
are.
can buy these secondhand for what, $200, $200 to $300. The gate secondhand, yeah, you can get cheaper ones.
You don't even need to run it.
You don't need an external gate. This is just random ass piping, secondhand intercooler.
Yeah.
The only brand new thing is the oil line.
And the hose clamps.
And the hose clamps, which you can make do. But it's quite easy to do it on the cheap if you can make a lot of things yourself. Now, I'm not a fabby. This is actually my first time welding anything serious, or anything at all, really. So I'm getting the hang of it. It works. I'm happy. It just goes to show that anyone can really do this at home.
Yeah. Even with half a brain.
Thanks, man.
Nah, you did good, Raph. You did good. I would never jump on a welder myself. I'm not a glue stick man.
Glue stick
No
man.
metal glue sticks around here for me. So,
But
thanks, bud.
yeah, no worries. Pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
That just means I can finally fucking start the Commodore.
Which actually means, probably by the time this video is posted, he's got like 40 days to build a car for Winterfest.
Winterfest, yes.
So
I've got, it's nothing at the moment. It's fucking bare shell. So managed to whip this up in about 4 days, which I'm pretty happy with. Again, thank you to the boys at DLS. They did help out a lot in terms of Roberto.
mostly Roberto.
Yeah,
Dylan
fuck
did
Dylan, fuck Dylan. Roberto welded up the flap and clocked the turbo because I got weak little fingers. But yeah, and Dylan also did a deal on the turbo.
Yeah, love you, Dylan. I didn't mean that. Alright, see you later. Turbo AU. Let's go. Let's blow it up. Woo!